Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I am here with John and Nellie. Hello, John.
Hello, Joyce.
Hello, Nellie. And John and I are on a 6-night cruise on the Celebrity Equinox. And rather than do a daily, we decided for this week, because we are on the Equinox a lot this summer, we decided that we were going to do one video with a recap of the entire week. So here we go. Starting with day one, which was June 18th, we embarked on last Saturday.
Right. We got here pretty early. We got here around 11 a.m. and we were able to park in the parking lot across from the pier. We even got on the first level, which was great. And we walked across the street and got right on through the retreat area.
Super simple. Yes. And because we carried our own luggage on this time, we brought it to our cabin. We unpacked.
Right. And went to lunch in Luminae.
Went to lunch in Luminae right away.
Yes, I had my lobster roll.
I had my Luminae burger.
Then we went down to Cafe El Baccio and had our coffee.
We did.
And
I love that first day when we go to Cafe El Baccio after we've had lunch. This one was really good because we were already unpacked. So we knew that we didn't have to go back to the cabin and get settled in. We were already completely settled in.
And we didn't have to shoot a video of the cabin. It was pretty good.
Right,
yeah.
Because we've been we're in a sky suite. And since we've stayed in a sky suite before, we didn't have to record that. And while we were sitting in Cafe El Baccio, a couple came over to our table. And their names are Jill and Robert. And Jill and I had chatted online a little bit. She was on our live the week before and mentioned that she was going to be on the cruise. And I said, oh, we'll be back on. And so she knew that we were going to be on, and she approached us at Cafe El Baccio. And they are a really lovely couple. And we'll tell you more about our time with Jill and Robert as we go through each day. So we sat and we chatted. We invited them to sit down with us and have some coffee. And we sat and we chatted with them for a while. And then we came back to our cabin.
We did our live then, and that was very nice.
Yes, it was another successful live. So thank you so much for those of you that were there, and for those of you that couldn't make it but wanted to. We will have another. And then after the live, we stayed in the cabin and we did some editing. We were trying to take advantage as much as we could because we knew that we had a lot of activities to do this week. So we worked when we could around the schedule of the activities. And we were trying our new schedule, working in the morning in the cabin so that we could be free for the rest of the day and the evening. After editing,
we went to the casino because we had our free play.
We did.
And we had a pretty good night.
We did.
Yes.
And I had a jackpot. Couple of other good wins. It was a very good night in the casino. We played in the casino for a very long time, so much so that we completely skipped dinner.
Yeah, we did. So we had room service.
And it was 1 hour back because we were going to Grand Cayman, so we needed to set the clocks back 1 hour. So we actually gained an hour the very first night of the cruise, which was nice. And what did we get from room service? I got the spaghetti bolognese and a Caesar salad.
I had the fish. I had the
salmon and the chicken skewers.
Yeah, right.
Yes. And mine was very good.
Mine was too.
Yeah, I was very pleased. And then we went to sleep.
Next day we got up, went to Luminae for breakfast, and that was really good. Then we went down and grabbed some coffee and went back up to the room and edited all day long.
Yes, and when we came back to the cabin, we were greeted by our butler and our room steward because we didn't get to meet them the first day because John and I went to the casino the first day. So normally when we are in a suite and we meet the butler the first time, we'll kind of go over a couple things. We're very low maintenance. We like 2 extra pillows. John likes an extra blanket. And then we ask them to put just a couple Sprite Zero and a couple Coke Zeros in the refrigerator.
And that was an issue this time.
And I also asked if she would just refill the Evian water. John likes the little bottles. I like the big bottle. And that was an issue.
Things changed since the last time we were on.
They actually went into effect at the beginning of this cruise. And what that change is, if you are in a suite, you cannot touch anything in the refrigerator. That is considered the minibar. And anything you take out of the refrigerator will be charged to you at the minibar prices.
Even soda, even water.
Anything. If you would like soda, water, juice, anything non-alcohol, you have to ask your butler per item per day, which to us seems just ludicrous.
Well, every time you want the item. So,
Yeah.
you can, right, it's
So
crazy.
if you want a soda, you need to think of it in advance because you need to ask your butler to get it for you. And then you have to wait for them to bring it to you. So they said no more kind of filling for you for the week. And we were very confused by this. So we asked if we could speak with someone. So they sent the retreat manager, Daniel, to our suite. And Daniel chatted with us for a while. And he said that this has actually been the policy all along, that the refrigerator has always been a minibar. It was never intended to be drawn from, and that the butlers over time have just kind of drifted into this, and that they are pulling the reins back in, and it's no longer something you can do. So Mary, our butler, who was lovely, by the way, explained to us that the 2 large bottles of Evian were for the first day only, and that if we wanted future Evians, we needed to ask for them daily. I don't really get it. Daniel said that he believes that things will eventually go back, that it's kind of like how the buffet was, where they pulled back significantly with the buffet. And then they slowly but surely put it back. And I would say it's back to normal now. Wow. So that was a change. So just know, if you are in a suite, yes, you still have the unlimited drink package, the premium drink package, and you can get whatever you want from around the ship and bring it back to your cabin. You can go into the retreat lounge and you can take whatever you want. We were even told we could take, like the canvas bag that they give you, the tote, and take it down to the retreat lounge and fill the bag up with the things that you want and bring them up to your cabin. The butlers are just not allowed to stock your cabin or your refrigerator with items for you in advance.
Yeah,
and there you go.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jon and I decided to go to the retreat lounge for a presentation.
From Future Cruise.
Yes.
With Sarah.
Yes.
Who's the manager of Future Cruise, right?
Yes.
And
it was.
We recorded it.
We did record it, and we're going to put it up as a separate video. It was extremely informative.
The presentation that Sarah did, she talked about all the different ships and their itineraries for 23, 24, and part of 25, I believe. Yeah. And then after the presentation, we sat with some other people we met.
We met 2 other wonderful ladies that watched us. Actually, on this cruise, we have been approached by more people than we have ever been on any one individual cruise. More people have come up to us and said that they watch our YouTube channel and thanked us. A lot of people said that they went on Celebrity for the first time because of us, and that this was their first cruise, and that they watched all of our videos on Equinox. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for those that came up and said hello to us. We really appreciate it. We love meeting all of you. This was 2 very lovely ladies, Talalia and Joyce. We love meeting you. We love chatting with you, and we love spending time with you so much and getting to know you a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in another cruise. After we left the presentation,
we were tea time. And it was with Joyce.
Yes. Yeah. We shared tea time with them.
Yeah. We came up got ready for dinner. Went to Illuminate for dinner,
Yes.
and went to the early show.
We did.
Boy band Evolution was really good.
Yes, it was. It was like
Backstreet Boys.
yeah,
and,
all the boy band stuff. They were good. And then we went to the game show. And the game show that night was...
Yes and No?
Yes.
Yes and No.
It was
That
yes
pretty
and
funny.
no. It was pretty funny. So we have a clip
Yes
of that.
or no challenge. How it's gonna work. We've got quite a few sign-ups. I'm gonna be choosing out of a bucket, one name at a time. Then you're gonna come up over here. You will sit down with me on this comfortable chair. And then we're gonna have a 3-minute conversation about everyday life. It must be fluent, so you have to answer the questions, right? Or you can ask me the questions, it's up to you. But during those 3 minutes, you're not allowed to say yes or no. Or anything similar to yes or no. Like yeah or no. It also counts like yes or no. No.
The activity manager and Lewis, at one point, the cruise director, came in and he participated a little bit. And that was very fun and entertaining. And then after that, we went to the casino for just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went up to bed for the night. That was it for day 2. And then on day 3, we were in Grand Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent the entire day on the ship. We
Right.
did not go off the ship at all. Cayman is a tender port.
Right, yeah.
For those of you who have never been there before, it's a tender port. And we've been there so many times that at this point, there's really not a whole lot for us to see. We will possibly do an excursion there in the future, but not this time.
Mm-hmm.
We started our day.
We went to I started in Cafe El Baccio, and you met me down there, and we went up for breakfast in the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
And went back down there again for some coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and we met some other lovely people.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
We've met a lovely family, Amy and James and their daughter Katie, and they chatted with us for a while. This was their very first cruise. Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. They said that we were a very helpful source of information for them, so it was lovely to meet you all. And then
we worked all afternoon in the cabin, and then we decided to order room service for dinner.
Oh boy, because we were meeting our friends Jill and Robert at the Challenge, which is a game. So we ordered dinner early.
We ordered it from the retreat menu.
Yes.
Right.
So in each cabin, depending on the type of cabin you have, there's a different menu. So the menu in our cabin said retreat on the front. Jon and I rarely order anything except for Turkey Club. We don't really look at the menu. We kind of already know what's on it. We don't even really look to order off of it.
And the menu looked like it did in the past.
Yes.
These items were on there in the past.
Yes.
Right.
So I went ahead and I called our butler, Mary, and I placed the order. And we ordered 2 tomato and buffalo salads, 2 crab cakes as an appetizer, and we each ordered the filet mignon with a baked potato and steamed broccoli. Simple. No dessert, no drinks.
And the toppings for the baked potato.
Yes.
Right. So.
And the filet mignons cooked medium. About a half hour later, there was a knock on the door. And it was Mary, our butler. She had the main dining room menu, this big menu in her hands. And she said, I have to inform you that there will be a charge for what you ordered for dinner. Starting this cruise, there's a charge for the filet mignon. There are special items on the main dining room menu, and there's a charge for them. The filet mignon was $20, and the crab cake,
Like 11 or 12.
$11 or $12. And she said, so there'll be a charge. And I said, but we're not eating in the main dining room. We're eating in our suite, and we ordered off the suite menu. We went round and round for about 10 minutes, and she called the room service manager so that he could talk to us. And when I asked the room service manager why it didn't have any prices on the room service menu, that the materials should be changed first and then the process or the change implemented with the customer, he said, there's nothing that I can do for you. You need to speak with the retreat manager.
That's unlike Celebrity. Usually they will solve the problem.
Absolutely. And if they can't solve the problem, they sure do try first before they send you off or take you to somebody else. I was very shocked and very disappointed. Mary proceeded to call the retreat manager that was in our cabin the day before, explaining the new drink policy to us. And when I explained to Dan what happened, he said, there are no changes as far as I know. There are no changes for the suite menus. I'm going to take care of it. I will call the food and beverage director, and I will take care of it and get your order placed right away. So I thought that was really wonderful and what we're used to with Celebrity. Dan did a fabulous job. We explained to Mary that we were meeting friends at 8 o'clock. By this time, it was about 6:30, so it's been about 45 minutes. Mary went ahead and placed our order, and we're waiting, and at 20 to 8, Mary showed up with our food, which gave us about 10 minutes to eat because we were meeting our friends. And unfortunately, we didn't know their last name. It was Jill and Robert that we met on day one. We didn't know what cabin they were in, so we had no way of getting in touch with them to let them know that we would be late, and we didn't want to just not show up. So we had to be there at 8 o'clock. Jon and I sat down at the table outside on our balcony to eat our dinner, and every aspect of the dinner was wrong.
There was one crab cake instead of two. Whatever that salad was, the tomato salad, wasn't tomato, it was some kind of fruit.
Right? And there was only one.
One of those. There were two steaks. We'll get into that in a second. There was no baked potato, but there was a really giant plate with sour cream and butter and all the toppings that go on it. I don't know what we were going to do with that. So
no baked potato at all.
The steak looked good until I cut it open. We asked for a medium. It was moving. It was like,
it was as rare as rare could be.
Right. And the thing was, they explained to us they couldn't rush the order because they had to make sure it was done correctly.
Yes.
That's what the chef said.
So Jon and I didn't have dinner.
Right.
Mary was extremely disappointed and sad for us. She said that she would let the powers that be know. And we left and we met with our friends. And we enjoyed the challenge very much. It was a fun game show. We have a clip of that for you here.
We started in the form of a question. Pick the the next category and the amount of points.
I want to go with celebrity and celebrities. Officer 1000.
Oh, for 1,000 points. Let's do it. And the question goes like, the 5 members of the Celebrity Equinox activities team. The officers are actually new. They just joined us. Now, 5 members of the Celebrity activities team. Teams, help out. Team help. Ron, help out. Everyone, help out. You know Marianne, 5. Yes. 5 numbers.
We ran up to the buffet, grabbed a little something up there. After that, between that show and what was the next show we saw?
So we ran up to the buffet. I had a chicken Caesar salad that I made myself, and Jon grabbed a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we ate dinner. It was about 8:45. And we ate dinner. We got our food and ate in about 15 minutes because we needed to be back down at 9:15 for trivia. So we ate in a rush. We went back down, but on our way back down, we stopped off at our cabin because our lovely friends Jill and Robert gave us a very nice tote bag from New York. And a canvas tote bag, and it's really great, and it was very sweet of them to bring us a gift. So we dropped it off at our cabin, and on the table in our cabin was a
big bowl of fruit, cheese, and saltine crackers.
It was like a dinner
that
plate.
Everything you can get up in the buffet.
It was like a dinner
right,
plate,
right,
and it had cheese and crackers. Well, there was saltines on a plate, and then there was a display of cheese with some fruit in the middle. Okay.
There was a note that said compliments of F&B, and we'll get into that a little later because that was interesting. Then we
a bottle of
house wine,
house red wine, whatever,
right.
You know, the standard stuff that you would get like on the basic drink package. Probably not even.
Well, it was like 9 o'clock at night. We're on about to eat cheese, and we had to leave,
Yeah.
and we couldn't leave it there because it would be out for a few hours before we came back, and
it would smell.
Yeah.
And we knew that we had plans for the rest of the evening. So when we were leaving, we saw our stateroom attendant, who was lovely as well, and we chatted about it for a minute. She said, "Did you see?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "We're not going to eat that. So can you please just take it?" She said, "Oh, I'll take it right now for you." She said, "Yeah, you can't leave that in your room overnight. It'll smell." So she took it away.
Oh.
So then John and I proceeded to go down to the trivia.
Right. We grabbed some seats there.
And Jill and Robert showed up, and the four of us played trivia together. We didn't do very well.
No.
We didn't. John and I don't do very well at trivia.
Prince of Wales in 1969. Who was invested as Prince of Wales in 1969?
But we did have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then after trivia, we walked across the entertainment court and went to Celebrity Central, and we saw another game show called the
Naughty List.
The Naughty List. And that was kind of like a Family Feud type thing where you had to come up with, you had categories that you chose from, and
there was a naughty list.
Yeah, and it was fun, adult, silly stuff. Right. So we left the naughty list to go back to our cabin to go to sleep for the night. And in the elevator on the way up, we met two quite inebriated young men that we had a chat with, and their names were Sean and James. And we told them that we would give them a shout out. So they probably don't even remember who we are to watch our channel.
They were having a good time, and I'm glad they were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cruise, so.
And that does it for day 3. Okay. So day 4. Day 4 was a pretty simple day. Day 4, we woke up in the morning and we went to the buffet for breakfast. Right. We slept in a little bit. Day 4, we were in Cozumel.
Right. So we had breakfast, as you said, in the buffet. We went down to the cafe, grabbed the coffee, brought it back up to the cabin, and did some work.
Yes.
And
we really tried to stick to that routine of being in the cabin from 9 to 12 and getting as much work done in those 3 hours as we could so that we could enjoy the rest of the day in the evening.
And it took a little bit longer than that because these excursions from Europe taken Joyce a long time to edit.
Yeah.
I'm not able to edit those because I can't remember where we were.
Yeah.
So I work on some of the other
It's
videos.
wonderful, and I'm enjoying the process very much.
It's
but
great.
They do take a long time.
We now remember where we've been.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to go back again.
Yeah. It's been really wonderful editing them, but it has taken quite a bit of time to edit them. So we got another one up tonight, our day in Cartagena, Spain. Right. And then we went
to meet our friends in Blue.
Yes. So we have another couple on the ship that we are friends with.
For a while now.
We've known probably about 3 years. Geraldine and Jay. Mm-hmm. And they were in an aqua cabin this cruise. So we had dinner together in Blue, which was quite nice.
Yeah, it was. I like Blue. And Blue has a really good menu, and I really love the atmosphere.
Yes.
There. So
it was nice. I had the vegetable spring roll, and I had the Beyond Burger with no bun, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I had the French onion soup, surprise, surprise, and had the shrimp cocktail, and the chicken that they had was really good. I forgot what it's called, but it was really good.
And then after dinner, the four of us went to the comedy show. The guest entertainer, one of the guest entertainers, was Jeff Shaw, and John and I have seen Jeff before,
He is
and
so
we
funny.
knew that he was
Yeah,
funny.
right.
So we went to his
With them
show.
all day. Tell me, Chief, what do I have to do to get you to drive home in a new car today? Oh, I don't know. Go to the bathroom and leave the keys on your desk? Let me rephrase that, Chip.
And after Jeff Shaw, we came back up to our cabin early. We were in our cabin by about 9 o'clock that night.
Mhm.
We were both tired, and we just wanted to stay out of the casino. And we watched a movie on
Mhm.
TV, and we went to sleep at a good hour. My very good friend Leah's daughter was in labor, and her daughter is Allie. Allie and Steve had a little baby boy yesterday, Maverick, and he's absolutely beautiful.
Mhm.
So I was getting updates from her throughout the night with the progress of the birth. And that did it for day 4.
So day 5 was a sea day. We went to Cafe El Baccio. We had coffee and pastry for breakfast, and we watched the dance class from where we were sitting.
We did.
Yes.
The cruise director, Lewis, was leading a dance class. I think it was the rumba that he was teaching them. And it was very funny to watch.
We might try that one day.
So that was my whole goal, was to get John to watch it with me so that he could see that it's a simple and it's a fun thing and it's silly, and hopefully we'll do it the next group.
Side, back right, replace, side. Left, replace, side. Back right, replace to the bar. Move, replace, side. Left, replace, side. Bar, replace, side. And turn to side. Alright, hold you there, everybody. Hold you there, just for a
The night before, we received a message that the food and beverage director wanted to speak with us. After we watched the dancing, we went to the retreat lounge to make an appointment to speak with the food and beverage director.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, just wait here, she'll be down to speak with
So
us.
the food and beverage director and Dan, the retreat manager, sat down with us, and we had a chat, and we just started from the beginning, from day 1 when we got to our cabin, and actually it was day 2 when we spoke with Mary about the beverages and she told us about the changes. They were aware of all of that.
Right. And we weren't there to complain. We were more, we really wanted to discuss what was happening so it wouldn't happen to other people, because in the scheme of things, it really is not such a big deal.
Right.
You know.
And John is right. We were not there to complain. We were more there to inform. We wanted to let them know where there's smoke, there's fire, and if nobody speaks up, then they're not going to know that there's a problem. In addition, we wanted to get the accurate information so that we could share it with you guys
Exactly.
as to what the changes are, if any. And they were both surprised. Neither one of them knew that the dinner did not show up at all correct,
Mhm.
and that we ended up not eating the dinner. And they were disappointed.
But we did find out that the retreat menu that we had was the retreat menu for the
Higher suites.
Higher suites.
So the incorrect room service menu was in our cabin.
Right.
And I mean, obviously that's on them. There's no way for us to know. The beverage director, the food and beverage director, actually brought all of the room service food menus with her and showed them all to us and said, which one do you have in your room? And I noticed when she was showing me, I said, it's dark brown and it says retreat on it. And I noticed when she was showing me that there were 2 retreat menus, and one on the inside said that it was for the sky suites, and it didn't say anything about the celebrity suite, so I'm not sure what category the celebrity suite falls into. I think the one menu is for the Sky Suite and the Celebrity Suite, and the other menu is for the Royal Suite and the Penthouse Suite. On the Solstice class ships, on the Edge class ships, there are more higher level suites. The reason there was no pricing on the menu was because we had the wrong menu. But we had no way of knowing we had the wrong menu.
Because we were used to that menu in the past when we were in a suite.
Yes.
Right, so.
And the very first thing that I think that they should have asked us was, or that they should have double checked, was to see which menu we had, because they knew the items that we were ordering. So here's the thing. The items that we were ordering are not on the regular retreat menu. They are only on the higher level suite menus. So the room service manager should have known by the items that we were ordering that we were ordering off of the wrong menu. Everybody should have known that we were ordering off the wrong menu. And that would have been the solution to the problem right from the beginning.
Then we brought up about the note that we received from F&B.
Yes.
And she was surprised. She said, "Let me see that note." And she said, "That's not from us."
Yeah. So she wasn't happy about that, because apparently a standard quick fix of a cheese and cracker plate was sent to our cabin on behalf of the food and beverage team. And it wasn't the food and beverage team that sent it. She thought perhaps that the room service team had sent it. She wasn't happy about that. And in the end, they apologized profusely and said that they would like for us to be their guest at a specialty restaurant for us and our friends, which I thought was really lovely, since our friends, we had mentioned that we were meeting our friends for the game show and that we couldn't be late. So I thought it was great that they included our friends. And at first I said to them, that's not necessary. We're not looking to get anything from this. We just wanted you to know the facts of what really happened.
And we wanted to find out.
And we wanted to find out what the actual facts are about what's going on.
And what's changing.
And what's changing and what's not. And the bottom line is that nothing has changed with the room service for the suites. It was that we had the wrong menu. And so we ended up taking them up on their offer, and we invited Jill and Robert, since they were the couple that we were meeting that night. We invited them to join us, and the four of us decided to go to Tuscan on the last night, which is tonight. And after we met with them,
we met with Future Cruise. They came over to the retreat lounge.
Yes.
And we needed to book
the lovely Sarah, who
right.
did the presentation. And if you watch the video, you'll see her. She does a great job. And we booked 2 more cruises,
right,
based on our last cruise from the play in the casino.
After we booked the cruise, we went to the casino for a little while. Didn't have such a great time there. Well, we had fun there, but we didn't.
But we lost
some money.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't good.
No, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We do get more cruises from that.
Yes.
Then we decided
it was the chic night.
Right.
And we just weren't interested. When you go on a cruise every other week, we really just weren't interested in dressing up and going through the whole motions of everything. So we ended up
in the buffet again.
We ended up going to the buffet again, which I told John that I really don't want to go to the buffet anymore. I would really like to go eat in the either Luminae or in Blue, whatever dining room we're in. And I think that's what we're going to do. I don't want to have dinner in the buffet anymore.
Right. Then when you put your dog in the car and you're going to go to the vet, but you don't tell your dog you're going to go to the vet. Next thing I know, I'm up in the place where they do the silent disco. She didn't tell me she was taking me there. It was like...
He's cheesing. Of course he knew he was going to silent disco.
Anyway.
And we did silent disco. Yes. And it was fun. Yes. We had a good time. next cruise that we go on is going to be July 2nd. We will be on the Equinox again, same itinerary, and this time we're going to be with friends the entire cruise. Mark and Randy will be joining us. We have 2 cabins in Aqua, and they will be joining us for the 6 nights, and we are going to be doing some fun activities with them. And I hope that we'll do Silent Disco again. It'll be fun.
And
it was
list
fun.
in the comments what else you want us to do.
Yeah, if you'd like to see us do any other activities. We are really trying to do something different every single night and show you a clip of that. So you're helping us get out there. You're helping us branch out and do more things.
Right.
So we did Silent Disco.
Right. Went to the Liars Club, and Jeff Shaw was the 3rd person, and he was really funny. It was really funny again.
Yes.
Even though it was the same words.
Even though it was the same words, it was a little bit different stories, and it was cute.
Yeah.
And we went with Jill and Robert, so we got to see it through somebody else's eyes as well. It was fun. And listen, this is the price that you pay for going on the same cruise, the same itinerary, over and over again. And we don't mind. We love it. We're having a great time. And after the Liars Club, we came up. Actually, after the Liars Club, we went to the casino to find Danielle, the casino host, to find out what our point status was and so on. And Jill wanted to play a little bit. So Jill and Robert and Jon and I sat, and the 3 of us watched Jill play on this one piggy hog something machine, and it was fun. And Jon and Robert got tired, and they respectively went up to their respective cabins, and I stayed and hung out with Jill, and she ended up doing okay. She ended up getting a $1,200 and change hand pay in the end, so it worked out. And I didn't come up to bed last night until about 2:30 in the morning. And that was day 5. And here we are on day 6. This morning when we woke up,
we went to the cafe for some breakfast.
Yes. I slept in a little bit more than Jon did. So I got up and showered and dressed and got ready for the day. And I met Jon down there.
And we decided that we're better off coming up here to work.
Yes.
So we came up here and worked and started packing, and then we ordered the Lumine burger for lunch.
From Mary, our butler, happened to come by right at the right timing, and Jon said, "Oh, we were going to order lunch. Can we get Lumine burgers instead from you?" And she said, "Sure." So she went and got those for us.
Then we worked a little bit more, and went to get ready for dinner at Tuscan. On the way to dinner, our friend Lilo was there, was standing out front of La Petite Chef and gave us a big hug because he's in our video from when we first started back last year. And
so Lilo is one of the waiters on the Celebrity Equinox, and he used to work in Tuscan. And when Jon and I were first starting our YouTube channel, one of the first videos that we did on the Celebrity Equinox was record our dinner at Tuscan, one of the specialty restaurants. And Lilo is in our video. And he has people come in and ask for him, he said pretty often, from them watching our video and seeing him and his wonderful personality. So it's made, our videos have made Lilo a more requested waiter for the Tuscan restaurant, and now he's been moved over to the La Petite Chef. So we're gonna have to go to La Petite Chef on one of these cruises.
We promised him we'll go there.
Yeah,
Right.
so one of these cruises will go there.
Right.
I believe we're eating in Murano the next cruise, so maybe not that one, but definitely we will go there and see him in La Petite Chef. And we had, as Jon said, we went to Tuscan. The dinner that was given to us compliments of the F&B manager, the food and beverage director, I should say, and from Daniel, the retreat manager, and Jill and Robert joined us, and we had a lovely dinner at Tuscan.
It was still delicious.
It was delicious.
I heard some mixed things. No, it's great.
Conversation was great. We really enjoyed their company.
Service was excellent.
Yes. And they had some onboard credit, as did we. So we needed to go shopping. and I went shopping, and I got a couple nice little things in the gift shops. And then we came back to our cabin because we needed to record this video. And there we are, 6 days on the Equinox. I know it's a long one, and you have to keep in mind that it's 6 days all in one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments below whether you would rather see us do the dailies or you'd rather see us do a once a week. And we'll take it from there. And on that note, that does it for us for 6 days on the Celebrity Equinox cruise ship. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful day.
Nellie? Oh, Nellie.
Say goodbye, Nellie.
Goodbye, Nellie.
Goodbye, Nellie. Nellie has an adventure coming up, so keep watching. Jon and I are going to be doing something very soon, and it's not a cruise.